Alright, we're here. Time to do the trial. How bad is this going to be? Probably pretty bad. I like this song a lot. So we're going to go down to 11 after this. So I have a feeling Makako is like the helper of this game, like the Kirigiri. Or the Chiaki, right? She's very quiet, but she helps out the group a lot. Sorry, I really like the song. Alright, let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh, stars a brief explanation of the class trial. The outcome of the class trial is decided by your votes.
Which Danganronpa is this?
Fan game, another.
Third game?
No, fan game, another. Thank you. Yeah. You point out the black and only they will get punished, but in case you point out the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the black and the one who tricked everyone else will graduate from this academy. This translation is brought to you by Zephyr. You better damn well appreciate it or I'll punish you fools. Okay. Should have checked my YouTube channel for any future updates on other translations. The second class trial has begun. Hopefully this is a little bit higher quality than the other stuff that from previous. Was this the dude who was doing the chapter 1 and prologue? Because if it was, there's no such thing as being used to this atrocious game. I'm actually more anxious than last time. I'm afraid here it can't be helped. So you did last time. Let's think carefully with everyone. Now then, first. Wait a minute. There's something I want to ask first. Oh my, what's the holdup? What are you going to ask? Last time was my first time, so I didn't question it. Now that I think about it, I believe I have to ask this now. The body discovery announcement. What exactly are the conditions for the broadcast to show up? Mikara, why are you suddenly asking this kind of stuff? If you find a dead body, then it shows the BDA. You should just shut up. Ooh, I see after all, it is Makaru, the one who paid attention to that, huh? So it is basically as Makoba Shikawa says, when you find a body, I broadcast it only when at least three people have found a body, then the announcement will show up for everyone. Was it always like that? Is that a rule made on the spot, or was it applied from last time? Of course it was applied from the beginning. In Maki's case, Taira found it first, then Maeda, and finally Hateno. Since the order was complete, it satisfies the condition of 3 people. The announcement came out because that rule was successfully completed. Right, it's true. The announcement rang the moment Hateno discovered it last. This thing, to say an important detail at a time like this. Oh, is that implying that it's one of the... To be honest, I kind of forgot the 4 that were fighting the fire. I'm going to be honest, I completely forgot the 4 that were fighting the fire. I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot the 4th person. Who was it? I don't fucking remember. One thing like this. What's that? Did I not tell you about this? It's too late. Oh crap. Well, you know, when people like live, they forget. It's like that, right? Oh, I'm not human, but a bear, so it's okay. Okay, when more than 3 people find the body, well, that found criteria is not based on time, is it? For example, a week passes after the initial discovery, then the second one appears. If the third discoverer appears another week later, the broadcast will also ring. Yeah, time doesn't matter at all. When the first 3 people have seen a corpse in any way, the announcement will sound the moment the third person discovers the body. Mikaro, I know it's fine to check the rules, but is the condition of the body discovery announcement important enough to ask? Wouldn't our main purpose now be to find the culprit? Keep quiet. I'm not over yet. Now then, Monokuma, this is the most important question. That would be a witness to the crime. A witness to the crime includes the culprit? Oh? Huh? I've asked a question. You won't answer? You asked, do the witnesses include the culprit? Well, that's a bit very super great whole delicate matter. I see. Even with a sharp sense, it becomes a problem. Okay, I'll tell you in this particular scenario. Depending on the characteristics of the case, whether or not the culprit is included in the discovery will be decided at the end of the trial. What? Then it's different this time? Then no one knows. It's up to our own judgment. That will also include everyone being against each other. I don't even know what the fucking that means. I already told you this. When it comes to trials, I'm fairer than a Buddha, God, and Jesus combined. I said Jesus twice in a different meaning. Let's recap. In the last case, you said that the announcement rang because Akane, Yuki, and Ayame discovered the body. Then in the last case, Mitsuhiro Higa, the culprit, must have been excluded from the equation of 3 people discovering the body. I excluded Higa. In fact, it didn't matter much if I included him, since the first 3 people to discover it were together that time. Then, what about this case? The culprit who killed Kazuna Tomori. Did you include that person as a discoverer? Yeah, that's right. Specificatio aside. Why the sudden dialect? Did you copycat Teruya? Well, my dialect is not that awkward. I mean, I have the mainland pronunciation. You don't seem to be enough from the mainland to mix different parts of every country. No comment on that. Well, if you ask for my opinion on a particular case, I would be the one in trial instead. If a judge enters the discussion, it's unfair, right? That would be a violation. You're also evading the answer. Fine, just looking at your reaction makes me think I touched a sensible subject. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell is Bacaro talking about? Somebody let me know. Well, that does it for the mischief to this point. Let's get on with the trial soon. Did you know that 12 o'clock has passed already? Originally, I was going to start right away, but Mr. Makaru sounded weird, and it's late now. Anyways, let's go. First, start with the arrangement of the case. Please begin the discussion. Why did Makaru ask such a question? I have no clue what she's thinking. Okay, so that makes me think it's not the maid, obviously. Well, yeah, I kind of figured that out in the elevator scene when I was like, oh, they had her, like, it's pointing towards her, but she had the oil spill. So she was away from the kitchen. My only worry now is, who was the 4th person? Was it Ayame? But she got hit by a wire trap. She's lost the use of her leg, man. She wouldn't, like, I don't know. I'm curious, but now I have to focus on the trial without thinking about anything else. Time to arrange the scene. Let's gather everyone. I hate to follow Monokuma's words, but we need to begin with the case. That is the topic at hand, because the people on the dormitory side at the time of the situation wouldn't know the details of this incident. Oh right, what happened to them? After listening to the body discovery announcement, I was in a hurry to find you guys, and then Tomori, she was dead in the power room, all over with burnt marks in the room. Okay, for those who know, reorganize the scene with the rest, and those who do not know the order of events. From now on, take some time to confirm your positions with everyone. Kinjo, don't you have something to tell us before that? What? You said you wouldn't make anyone a victim if we followed you. For that purpose, we agreed, and you got rid of a group of 3 people. Everything ended up like this, so why are you proud of it? Good job. And, okay, I would like to have to make amends to risk my own life and apologize for that, because I didn't keep my promises, but if you can't surpass this moment, everyone will die. It's a pity for what happened with Tomori, but I also have a duty to keep you all from being executed in this class trial. If you don't like it, I'll be out of this trial. Yeah, I'm an incompetent cop who can't make promises anyway. It's enough. Everyone is on edge. Think about other things later and focus on the trial for now. Yes, Akane, I know you mean well, but let's finish this first. Yeah, and Kinjo, I didn't mean to. Sorry. It's fine. Then let's begin sorting out the case step by step. Well, you know, I won't say it anymore, but I don't help you. Understand? I don't need you because there's Kinjo with us. Are you talking to me? Oh, Mikaru, you can say. Don't let me do everything. We have to do it together. I said this to myself. Even for a useless person, you must understand the truth of the case. Pooh, alright. Then let's begin. I didn't manage to get rid to the power room at the beginning of the whole incident and see it directly. Let's discuss what we heard and saw. The first part. Around 9 p.m., Hachano discovered a fire in the power room, was it? Yeah, I was walking down the corridor on the 2nd floor before nighttime. When I entered the power room, there was black smoke coming out because it seemed to smell like something burning. You mean that's what happened? I was at the antique shop, but I had no idea. I heard Hateno's yelling and rushed to the second floor. Uehara and Makaru were together as we bumped into each other on the way. We went first to the power room, the epicenter of the fire. It was hot and smoky. The fire was about to spread from the control room to outside. Yes, this is exactly what Kinjo told me. I already know this part from Kinjo. What did Uehara do soon after was... he used a fire extinguisher. So you brought a fire extinguisher in this hallway on the second floor to extinguish the fire, right? Yeah, that's correct. By the way, how does Yuki know that? The ones in that area were Kinjo, Uehara, Makaru, and me. Oh, I asked Kinjo about it while investigating. Right, I told him. Maeda knows the unfolding process of the case. Is that so? Then let's continue. The four of us were putting out the fire. I heard something breaking inside the control room. At that moment, Kinjo looked at Uehara and asked to see if someone was going out of the power room door, and the other three, including me, went to the control room inside. And inside there was... Tamori was dead! Yeah, at that point the BDA came out. Taira and Kurokawa arrived to the power room soon after. Okay, from here on our dorm team has joined. So let me speak. When we arrived, the fire had already been extinguished! After that, like last time, Monokuma handed out the file and put us on time to investigate. Right, from here on out are the things that I've seen with my own eyes. Right after I examined the control room and returning, that happened. That being... Hateno's injury by a wire. Shortly thereafter, Hateno had an accident in which her leg was injured by a wire trap. That's what happened? Yamaguchi said it before in front of the elevator. Didn't you hear, dummy? It's really okay? You still seem to be a little wobbly. Oh, no problem. It hurts a little right now, but it's not a major injury, so we can treat it properly after this trial. Isn't that right, Inori? Yes. Well, you don't have to worry. Please continue with the trial. You. That leg wound. Is this an injury more serious than expected? What are you talking about? Didn't she say it was okay? Even pretense is useless. Do you think I can't read other people's minds? You, that incompetent and the doctor, the atmosphere of you three makes clear that something happened. Shall we guess? Let's see. How about the leg injury that's so serious you won't be able to use it ever again? What? What are you talking about? Hayame said she was okay. That is a lie, right? Makaru was just talking nonsense, yeah? Hey. Sorry, I thought you might be worried more, so I decided to keep this with Hateno. I lied, I'm sorry. Inori, no! Is it a lie? What do you mean? In reality, Hateno's injury, the moving muscle tissue, the most important posterior tendon was amputated. Without luck, it's a serious injury that you might really have to wear crutches forever. What? Why was she lying to say that it's okay for that serious injury? It's the most important trial of all of our lives. Every detail matters. Sorry, because of that, Hateno and I thought it was to avoid getting you guys confused, but I'm so sorry that Hateno tried to pretend to be okay, so sorry. Ayame, it's a lie, right? Tell us something. Sorry, I was lying. What? Then it's really... Because the nurse's office is now locked, and since there are no facilities for treatment to treat the wound, it is literally hemostasis. It's really hard to stand still. Isn't that too much for her? Hateno, shouldn't you get treated quickly, get healed, and come to the trial later? Hey, what are you talking about? What's more important than the trial? That is, but Ayame, she can't even run again. No, I'm sorry, but I agree with Makaru. Whether your leg is crippled, cut off, or unable to walk, if you don't win the trial, you will die. Then it's more serious than what you mentioned before the trial. I lied that I was okay with this. As a result, I caused even greater confusion. Sorry, everyone. Ayame doesn't have to be sorry. Can't she be let go? At least to get a proper treatment? No, it's absolutely forbidden to leave the court during the trial. If you're worried about Miss Hateno's leg, you'll have to finish your trial first. You say that, but I'm also in agreement. I don't really care, but I want you to focus on finding the culprit. If the focus is on me, I'll die just standing. But Ayame... So she says, but let me comply with the will. And don't you think it would be wise to finish the trial earlier in time and get treatment? Urahara is right, Hateno. It may still be painful, but please hold on a little. Let's focus on the trial for now, everyone. Okay. Thank you for your consideration, Akane. Then let's get back to the main topic again. Yeah. Where did we end again? We were talking about Hateno's injury by the wire. Yeah, shortly thereafter, Inori told Hateno to provide first aid. We went out of the power room and we continued the investigation. That's the end of it, right? Quiz, but I think it's a useless question. Sorry, I advance. The infirmary was locked, so how did you do Hateno's treatment, and where? I needed something tough and thick to use as a bandage, so there were some things like rags in the warehouse. However, since it's really a substitute and only first aid, there's a possibility of additional sepsis and bacterial infection. She will need antibiotics just in case. But in order to do that, we have to find out the killer and end this trial, right? Yeah, but because someone died, well, is there really another culprit among us? Killer who stabbed Tamori? Now, why are you doubting it for? That's for sure. But if you point out the killer gets executed. Seems like you're sacrificing one person to save Hateno. So would you save the killer? Save a killer, 11 of us have to die. I agree. Let me say this, okay? A person who knows their own situation is cheap even if they die here. How long will you use our time on useless topics? I didn't mean it like that. I apologize. Also, how come Makaru and Kinjo team up? They seem to be getting better now. I understand Dotori's feelings, but is it okay? I feel the same because it feels like, in the end, whether or not we point out the killer in this trial, someone will be killed. I wish there were no victims, but that Bear Monokuma thing won't let us go. Damn it. What purpose does he want to achieve? The case was cleared up. Who's the killer? We have to figure that out from now on. Honestly, this case has a lot of twists. If you think of it as an ordinary murder case, it's not going to fit in at all. First, let's solve the mystery of each event one by one. The priority should be the victim's body. The body? Tamori's corpse was an important clue to be able to tell the whole story of this incident. There aren't just one or two secrets related to our body. To the corpse. What? This way I didn't notice there was anything special. Corpse, based on my investigation, let's present the evidence gathered. Now on the non-stop debate will begin. Would you like to read a tutorial? Don't learn and get to it. Okay. Here we go. Spinning. Stomach wound, Kurakawa's testimony. Oh, right. I don't have the moving. The knife was on her neck. Okay, that's true. The whole body was blood all over. Yeah? It's terrible. Satsuki was vomiting for a while. She was dead. Is this relevant? I can't you think of something more essential? It was written in the Monaco file about what Tamori died of, and give me a clue that supports that evidence. That's wrong. Okay. Is it that? No, it can't be. God damn it, dude. I'm doing really bad at this. Well, we know the knife was in her neck. Is it what Ayame said? No. Yes. No, dude. I have to. I'm just gonna pause. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna skip ahead. That's fucking bullshit. Hold on. Okay, I got back to here. Okay. We're back. There's so much you have to redo. I had to redo like 20 minutes of dialogue. It was so annoying. I just spammed. Like, it has to be Kurikawa's testimony because we've done stomach wound with everything. Maybe it's a knife, and it's like because it's a kitchen knife. That's what it is. Okay. That was okay. That was a little bit unclear, but okay. I guess all the rest were technically correct, so it was kind of stupid for me to not do that one. I just thought I had to, like, wait for Kurikawa's... I thought that was going to be the big, like, twist, but now we just save it. Okay. Taira, wait a second. The weapon that stabbed Tamori was not a simple knife. It was a kitchen knife. Huh? Kitchen knife? Right. It's even clearly stated in the Monokuma file. The definitive cause of death is a cut through the esophagus caused by a knife. Right, sorry, I can't remember well. But the kitchen knives are only in the kitchen. Is there any evidence the culprit brought it? There is. Because Kurikawa saw that a knife disappeared from the kitchen right after the incident. Right, Kurikawa? Yes. Too slow response. So the killer brought the kitchen knife out of the kitchen? I guess it disappeared from the kitchen. But that's a little weird. If the killer used a kitchen knife, there's a contradiction. What are you talking about? Oh, wait, I think I know. Is that why Taira is speaking up? It's clear then. At the time of the crime, Taira should know that it was contradictory for the killer to take the kitchen knife from there. The reason is... This, right? Taira, that contradiction is because you were in the kitchen at nighttime, right? Yeah, yes, right. That's it, Maeda. What? But what does that mean? Mikaro, didn't you say you weren't gonna meddle? I said it wouldn't help, but I didn't say it would not raise a question, asshole. Thanks. Thanks, Scoop. Taira told me she was cooking in the kitchen near the end of nighttime. Cooking? Yeah, I'm sure because I remember that I accidentally splashed oil on my clothes and wiped them in the bathroom. Oh, that happened. Wait, if Taira was still in the kitchen at that point, how did the culprit take the knife from the kitchen without bumping into her? Also, that's not all that's weird. Taira said it was around nighttime, but Tamori's death was at 9:30 written in the Monokuma file. Taira, I'm asking just in case. You're the last person in that area. Did you put all the knives in place before you left the kitchen? Yes, I used it when I was cooking myself, so I remember it for sure. Wait, what? When the knife was used in the crime, Taira, if you checked all the knives in the kitchen, it doesn't make sense. That's why it's called a contradiction. If you think about it, do you think it's not a kitchen knife then? No, there are only kitchen knives in the kitchen. Second floor is open and I've been searching all places ever since. When everyone started investigating, didn't Kurikawa say she saw the kitchen knife disappear? The knife used as a weapon. Kitchen. That's correct. Which one is it? Kinjo, don't you know? Sure, it's a contradiction. You don't even have to think about the ridiculous story of using another knife out of nowhere. Kinjo reached a limit, now we're all finished. But there is only one way to solve this problem. Really? How? Very simple, in fact. Taira, you're lying right now. What? Eh? Wait, why is it this way? Isn't it obvious? The Monokuma file doesn't lie, then the time of death is sure to be 9:30. Also, the kitchen knife is only in the kitchen. Therefore, the order of events, the kitchen knife from being taken from the kitchen killed... The knife being taken from the kitchen killed Kazuna Tamori is established. These two facts can be proven with certainty. But what does Akane Taira mean? What proves that a woman was cooking in the kitchen? Now, wait a minute. What are you trying to say? Taira, I'm in doubt. Were you together with someone? Yes or no? I was alone. I can't believe someone without witnesses. Anyone can use it as if it's just a talkative alibi. Oh, no, wait a minute. Why is the room like this all of a sudden? I was really in the kitchen, guys. But if Taira's words are true, it would never make sense. Taira, did you lie? Why did you lie? Don't tell me. Taira is the culprit! Why am I the culprit? What reason is there for me to kill Kazuna? There's nothing. I got it. She kept ignoring your persuasions and invitations. Did you bear a grudge? Funny, really. Kazuna grunted a lot, but in the end she accepted us. The murder happened after that. I can see that you may not be the killer. Still, to say you were in the kitchen would be a lie. Why are you lying like that? No, it's not a lie. Taira, tell me honestly. I want to believe you that you're not the culprit. But then are you really lying to us? Oh, shit. Wait, I can't tolerate Akane being the culprit without corroboration. But I'm not trying to blame them. It doesn't make any sense if Taira's words were true. No, there's a case where Akane's words can be proven to be true enough. What? It seems you haven't realized. Since you don't, let me show you. The fact that Akane never lied. Oh my fucking god. Okay. From now on, the counter-argument showdown will take place. Okay. Live and learn. Okay. Fuck. What the fuck? Tamori died, the knife was in the kitchen. And it's simple. As soon as they kill Tamori, they put the knife back in the kitchen. Time of death is 9:30 p.m. I did it wrong. Shit. There's the wrong evidence. No, wait. He can't kill the... There we go. It's the blood trail. No, it's the fucking kid. Those steps. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Sorry, my bad. I'm stupid. It's gotta be Tinjo 7 mostly. There couldn't have been someone with a knife. Yeah. Did I get it wrong again? Am I just not supposed to hit that one? Bro, do I have to redo everything? Please don't tell me I have to redo everything. Oh, okay. Oh, thank fuck. Oh, I don't have to redo everything. Okay, hold on. We're just gonna pause and get back to where we were. Alright, we're back. Okay. It can't be the first one. Yeah, so I gotta wait, I guess. Kane's words are true. When Tamori died, the knife was in the kitchen. And it's simple. As soon as they kill Tamori, they put the knife back in the kitchen. Time of death is 9:30 p.m. Can't use the knife before that. There's no other explanation than this. Okay. No, there's still a contradiction. Did you forget Tamori's fatal injury was a cut to the throat, meaning it's not hard to think that death was not instant. In other words, the time of Tamori's death is almost consistent with the time using the knife. You don't know that. In fact, even at such time of death, Nori said there were individual differences. Once that problem is solved, the rest. When she went to the bathroom to wash her hands, as that Taira must have heard the body discovery. Of the power room. Taira left the kitchen. Can she return to the elephant? Where he died, the knife was still in the kitchen. Simple. Oh wait, hold on. Still a contradiction. I don't even know what... I accidentally used the right statement. Okay, cool. Cool. I accidentally used the right statement. Perfect. I don't know, I'm sorry, but there's a contradiction in that logic. What are you talking about? It isn't possible to commit a crime. Isn't it possible to commit a crime while proving Akane's words? Tony, you mean the killer is taking a knife out of the kitchen right after Taira leaves the kitchen to wash her clothes? And they went straight to the power room and put the knife back into Tamori's body? Yeah, if you move quickly, it's quite possible in less than 3 minutes from the kitchen to the power room. Fast isn't the problem. Did you forget, Hateno? The time nighttime began, you guys were putting out a fire in the power room. Oh, it's literally Kinjo's testimony. Yeah, right. Yeah, they were literally right there. Oh, yeah, he literally proved it. Oh! Hateno, Kinjo, Makaru, or Hara. If 4 people are in the power room and walk in with an object that stands out like a kitchen knife, it cannot be missed or even hidden in plain sight. In other words, even if someone secretly manages to pull the knife out of the kitchen while Akane is out, it's absolutely impossible to enter inside the control room and stab the knife on the body. I can't... Thanks for the explanation, Maeda. Thanks to you, it saved us trouble. So she has to be lying then. Yeah, she has to be lying. The knife was missing. She knows who took the knife. Like Maeda said. Hateno, I understand that you're a close friend to Taira. Unfortunately, if Taira's words were true, there would be an absolute contradiction to appear in her testimony. Akane, speak up your mind. Did you lie? Can I say one more important detail in this? When the current body discovery announcement showed up, the 4 of us who put out the fire and the 6 in the student dormitory confirmed each other, so there is an alibi for us. But Akane and Mikako, you two have no alibi. Well, this much has been proven thus far. Taira really killed Tamori? No, I'm not the real killer. Taira? Really, the kitchen knife thing, I really don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. But I'm not really the culprit. I didn't kill Kazuna. Akane, really? Can I trust you? But how do you explain that when you don't have an alibi? If you don't have it, it means that either Taira or Kurakawa are the culprit. You're the most potential suspect in every way. Is it so weird to cuck alone and go to the bathroom? I just happen to be alone. Taira, tell the truth, and if you're not guilty, prove your innocence! Is Taira really the culprit? Certainly, even without an alibi, there's 1 or 2 places in doubt. Was Taira really with Tamori? No, I can't just doubt it yet. Not until all riddles are solved. I have to think what's been missing in the entire premise thus far. Let's go. Juria's testimony, the burned fuse line, the glass shards. Taira is the Chinese culprit? Why does it say Chinese? I am not. Why does it say Chinese? The fuck? Doesn't make any sense. Guy doesn't have an alibi. Since when? Kobashawa and I say 8:30 p.m. That's what I think. And there's no alibi for about 1 hour and 30 minutes with a witness missing. That'd be enough time to kill a person and for the fire. I did not! What was the fire for? There were a lot of confusing things at the scene. Lighters and flashlights, fuse lines, etc. Guy doesn't have an alibi. She would be able to obtain them, wouldn't she? Right. Right, because they weren't obtained. Right, because they weren't obtained then. They were obtained later. I say my accuracy was 50%. Oh. I only get 10 points on that. Okay, whatever. Wait, Kobashikawa, that's impossible. I actually got one right for the first time. Yes! What, you mean about Taira procuring the tools used in the crime? Yes, Taira has no alibi for the time being. I can't deny that. Bringing the tools, however, there sure is one. Oh, you seem certain about that alibi. I want to hear this. The reason I know this is because of the fact that somebody told me. Right, Otori? Huh? Otori knew it. The lighter and fuse disappeared during nighttime. Gone? From where? My guess would be the antique shop again. Otori mentioned that he went to the antique store every day. After Maki's incident, the antique store was filled with most of the items. And after nighttime on the second day, the things used in this case suddenly disappeared, as mentioned by Otori. Oh, that's it. That's right. I did check them. So are you saying the killer took the tools during nighttime on the second day? That would be the case, unless Otori is lying. No, don't lie. It's true. Hey, the second day Otori was almost 2 days ago. Why didn't you talk back then, knowing what kind of scheme was made when Maki was... I'm sorry, at the time I wasn't able to figure out things properly. It could have been my own mind playing tricks, so I wasn't really sure about it. Well, if you're sure the tools were gone then, the killer took the tools in the middle of the night on the second day. That is what happened so far, if I understand this correctly. May I ask, why does that become Taira's alibi? Why Otori's testimony becomes Taira's alibi? It's because Taira can't go to the antique store on that night. Right? Urahara probably doesn't know about the 3 who weren't with Kinjo, and only the rest knows. So we know Taira can't go to the antique store during the night. The reason is because of the late night rule. Why Taira couldn't bring the tools at night? That's because of the nighttime rule, of course. Nighttime rule? Wait, what? If it's the nighttime rule, that's what Kinjo decided, right? To not come out of our rooms late at night after 10. When did you decide that? Makaru and Urahara have no choice but to know now, because the group decided when you were not there. Oh, wait, that's it. They don't come out of their room at night. This means that all of the rest, meaning Makaru and Urahara, who are on their own, could have come out after nighttime. Yes, in other words, Taira was also in the time frame alibi during nighttime. Yeah, I never came out of my own room at night. Wait a minute. There's no alibi at all. Huh? That nighttime rule isn't a rule set by Monokuma, isn't it? So what makes you think it's a genuine rule? You don't get killed from breaking it, and no evidence if you did, correct? I'm sorry, but I think the same thing. Even if Taira followed the rules faithfully, it's no different from before without evidence. Does that mean? No. With that rule, Taira's alibi could be enough. Kinjo? Oh, what is it now? Until now you've been pushing Akane, but you're a defense this time? Don't tell me you're going to accept your own rules now, because that's a self-made rule. Surely not. I know the laxity this rule has. It's lax? Of course, as Makaru said, it wasn't a formal rule, and it was decided by ourselves, so there's no problem with breaking it. What? Break it? Isn't that actually helping a culprit? Oh no, Kinjo, did you suggest such a thing even though you knew this would happen? Sorry I kept this a secret from you guys. Actually, I did some work on your private rooms. Work? Indeed. Every nighttime I put a thin thread on the door of your private rooms. Thread? What does that mean then? In fact, it is pasted so that it passes between the wall connecting the door and the door frame. If you do this, the tape will break when the door is open, and the thread will break as well. Oh, so if the thread was broken, it would sound like someone had opened the door. Now, I've been watching at night every day this way. As each nighttime starts, I put a new thread on, and I got up earlier than anyone else in the morning to check if any of the threads were cut. So I can guarantee you, Taira has never been out of the room in a single night past 10 p.m. Huh. Did you do that? Then you know who exactly left their room on the night the tools were gone. No, unfortunately, I didn't find that out. What do you mean you couldn't figure it out? You mean you couldn't confirm that the thread was broken? No, it's because no one has broken the thread. What? That means... You mean no one left their room at night on the second day?
What does that mean then? What?
To be precise, the rest, except Makaru, Urahara, and Tamori. Oh, that's what he meant. Okay. Because those three were an exception. Then that means that it was one of the three that was able to use the tools at that time. However, Tamori is already dead, so either Makaru or Urahara are the culprit. Don't make such rash judgments. I swear I didn't commit a murder. Now wait a minute, Kinjo. What does it mean for us to have a thread on the door as a secret? What do you mean? I explained it was a device to check if you were out of the room. Not like that. It's as if you couldn't trust us at all. I mean, you were spying on us without saying a word? Taira's right, Kinjo. You don't believe in us, do you? It is not my reality to believe or not to believe. This is just my nature, my own personality. I'm basically always suspicious of everyone, other than me. Is that your nature? What's with the expressions of disapproval? I proved Taira's alibi thanks to the thread on the door, right? Reasoning itself is impossible, unless you're basically suspicious of others. Kinjo, you really... Stop it. Why do you keep trying to fight? This isn't the time right now. While we're doing this, Hateno's leg. Everyone calm down, even if I omit my legs. How many times is this going to repeat already? It's not too late to cover up disputes after. The trial is over. Now let's focus on the case, please. Okay. So, is it just me and the priest who eventually took the tools? For now, I think so. But isn't that funny? You guys, all the other kids are suspicious, but Tsurugi is not at all? What? I'll say this again. No matter how much you claim Akane was in the kitchen, it's useless without evidence. What do you prove, Tsurugi? That a guy attaches a thread to a door? Where's the evidence that confirms your actions? Kinjo? If you think he's the culprit, in all situations he can sleep at will, why is Tsurugi not suspicious then? You think I'm the culprit now? Well, I'm just talking about possibilities. But you know there's no evidence in your words, don't you? If that's the case, there's no evidence for Atori's testimony, right? The only one who checked the items was Atori. Even though it was just gone on the second day, we have no way to check it. What in blazes? You can't believe me now? One moment. If Kinju's or Atori's words are false, isn't Taira's alibi also false? Wait, what? I'm telling the truth here. Everyone is in disarray. It's like they're trying to look for reasons to distrust each other even more than in Maki's trial. Has their trust started to break? I don't want this outcome. I'm powerless on my own. Enough. Considering the true or falsehood of the testimony will change nothing, I believe. The testimonies that have already been pointed is already a testimony worth considering. I like to approach this from the other side of the case. Kurakawa. Makako, I think this is the first time I came here that you've said the longest speech. Makako is right, you guys. Now, don't mind the trivial things. A lot of time has already passed. Focus on the idea of finding the culprit. You finished? Will it be daybreak till then? Am I already half asleep right now? You shut up. Yes, it seems that we were so enthusiastic about the killer being liars. As Kurakawa said, let's turn around halfway back and move on. Okay, I think that would be good, because I also want to avoid making Discord with you guys. Do whatever you want. To go around halfway, you mean talking about the identity of the criminal? Are you going to put things aside for a while? Either way, whether Taira lied or not, we don't have the evidence, no matter who's right or not. Let's first solve another mystery. Okay, that's fine too. The more urgent it is, the more necessary it is to go back to. But even if we go back, what do we do first? Basically the same as before. Do you guys recall? The most important thing in this case is the dead body. But aside who the culprit is, tell me what doubts you have about it. And the path towards the outline of the culprit will look more natural. The body. Tamori's body was the most important clue. Let's recall in my memory how Tamori's body looked. Okay. I have no idea who it is, by the way. How Tamori was killed. Let's think about it. Okay. I thought of that before, but first of all, it's a knife, right? Yes, the Monokuma file clearly points this out. Tamori was dead in the switchium? Why did she go to such a place when there's not even light? It is possible the killer moved it. No. Anyhow, Tamori in some way went to the switch room. Oh, is he gonna say he only got stabbed? What chance to resist instant death with a knife? It must have been. No, she got stabbed in the stomach. Sorry, dude. Tori, that's not it. You're wrong. Remember, Tamori's cause of death was obviously the neck wound, but there was another wound. There was another one? The stomach wound, that's right. Right, that's the important point. The stomach was stabbed? Why is that important? The killer just stabbed her twice, right? In general, it is, but think about it. The cause of the neck wound. In this case, for some reason, you stabbed your victim in the stomach and the neck later. If you're going to kill someone in the neck from the start, why do you want to stab at the stomach first? The stomach was hit cleanly, but the fatal wound was missed. However, she was killed in the end. Is there something amiss? Oh, that's so cruel. You can probably see it like that. Looking at the case as a whole, it takes something to put into notice. Well, what do you mean something to notice? Perhaps the fire has something to do with it? Fire, that's right. It turned out there was a fire in the switchium room. Yes, it's also important. You guys, don't you think that the fire happened unnaturally? That's true. If you see a fuse on the wall and even a lighter on the floor, you can see it right away. So are you saying that the killer started the fire for some reason? Is there any reason to do that? That's also a question that doesn't really matter. Is the power room okay? I'm sure the switchium's an really important place, so I heard. It's a big deal if it gets damaged. Well, it's a really big place. It's cool. Of course a fire was there. Fortunately, it lived because the fuse line was laid to burn only the walls. But, oh, I was supposed to not speak, right? What'd you just say now? What'd you just say now? It was laid to only burn the wall. Oh, it was kind of puzzling after all. There was such a big fire, but Tamori's body didn't burn at all. Only the wall, without touching the machines or the body. Was there something on the walls? If it's a wall, what else was there? Oh, it's the fuse. Well, if it's something on the wall of the switching room, there's nothing coming to mind. Wait, looking back at it, there was a line passing by it too. It's on the wall of the switching room along with something else. Okay, so I'm going to pause it here, end this part here, and the next part we'll continue the trial, alright? See you guys then.